today I'm going to show you how I like to curl my hair. I also like to tell my clients these same tips when I show them how to curl their hair during their appointments. I usually let my hair air dry and then curl it, or you can start from a rough dry blowout. I don't usually smooth my hair out before I curl because I want it to have as much texture and looking undone as it can. I start by sectioning my hair into two sections, a top and a bottom. I'm using a Hot Tools Pro 1 1/4 inch barrel and Davines dry texture spray for my product. I usually recommend not going larger than 1 1/4 inch with your curling iron so your curl will hold, and not smaller than a 1 inch so your curl will not be too tight. I begin by curling in the front on the bottom section. If your curling iron has a clip, you can use it to know which direction your curl will be. Clip in the front for a curl away from the face, clip in the back for a curl towards the face. The first curl on each side, I usually take the curl back away from the face and then the next forward. The reason why is so that it'll have more of a back and forth motion, making it more messy with its texture and movement. As you'll see, when I move to the top, I always do the front of the top section curled away from the face and towards the back as well. When I'm curling, I'm starting at the top, kind of middle of the section, and then pulling the curling iron down and then finally out. This helps my curl to lay in more of a wave shape than what I call a hanging sausage shape, which you'll get if you start at the bottom and roll up. Starting in the middle of the section, then working down will also give you the option to leave out your ends. Leaving out your ends will give you more of a messy look, but it'll also preserve your hair longer by not using heat on them, furthering their damage. Leaving out the ends is especially a good idea if you're a person who refuses to never ever cut their dry ends off. Yeah, you know who you are. I've been curling my hair for a number of years, and usually after this long, I can curl my hair pretty quickly. It usually takes me about 10 minutes in total. The process of your hair heating and cooling is what sets it in place, so try not to rough it up or touch it much while it's still warm, or the hold will not last as long. For the top section, I'm curling the front pieces away from the face and then alternating throughout, doing the same motions as in the bottom section. Don't forget the back on the top or the bottom section. If you're really wanting a messy look, you can alternate the curls with a flat iron also, or curl it all without sectioning into a top and a bottom. Here I'm just making sure that I haven't left out any of those pieces in the back. For the bang, I usually like to just get a curl going, and then sometimes at the end, I'll piece it out a little bit more. I also use my hands a little to smooth the hair before I put it in the curling iron. This just helps to control any of those flyaways that you can sometimes have, especially in the top. And finally getting those last few pieces in the very back. Sometimes I'll hold the top of my curling iron too, just to make sure that I'm getting the control that I want. When I'm done curling, I let my hair cool by counting to at least 5 to 10 seconds. Let's be real, sometimes that's all I can stand to wait. Then I'll run my hands through just to kind of break up the curls a little bit, especially because I want my look to look a little more of a loose texture. Then I like to take my dry texture spray. Here I'm using the Davines brand, but any type of dry texture spray would work. I flip my hair over and shake all the curls out into a messy lived-in texture. Then I whip my hair back into place and tousle the curls into the look that I want. Sometimes to get that look means touching up a few more pieces around my bangs and in the front sections, and maybe piecing out a few curls all over in the top so it looks a little more undone and natural. I always wait till the end to do that so I can see if I really need to do more work. When I'm taking sections in the top, they're usually really small, sometimes just small single sections. Always make sure you're not forgetting to curl the top section in your crown or in the back. Take a few minutes to get everything back in its place. Sometimes I'll give it a final spray and then you're set. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out my YouTube channel and Instagram for more tips and tricks.